G'day folks, Scott and Len here from Father and Son Hunting. Well, today's show is going to be a little bit different. This episode is going to be dedicated to our first fishing trip.
We were very fortunate to have a great pair of hosts, Pat and Sonia, great friends, relatives, and they gave us the invite to come on up to Lake Vernon, one of Muskoka's beautiful lakes, well stocked with a great variety of fish, and we were all really looking forward to this expedition.
Today's episode is brought to you by Skyways Truck Stop and Restaurant, the best butter tarts in town.
Lake Vernon is located in Muskoka Country, just west of Huntsville. It's the first and largest of a three-lake chain surrounding Huntsville. It's truly a majestic Muskoka setting. Lake Vernon is known for its natural surroundings with an abundant variety of plant, fish, and wildlife. Lake Vernon retains much of its original natural landscape with significant portions of undeveloped shoreline. Father and Son Hunting welcome guest pro fisherman Pat.
Well, when I was a kid, we thought all we thought there was sunfish and perch, but the reality is because we didn't know what we were doing. There's lots of pike, there's lots of smallmouth and largemouth bass. There's some lake trout. We had some crappie. We caught a couple crappies this week, and there's also pickerel and a little bit of pickerel. I caught one off the dock, and we also caught one this week, so it's pretty good. My best fishing memory happened about 2 weeks ago when I first started using live bait, minnows, worms being live bait, but my best fishing story was the day I bought these minnows for the first time. I bought a bucket right across the bay there. I caught a 14-inch bass. It was a nice struggle. Put that in the boat and then kept that, and then and put it in the water, put it down, and the next one, boom, another bass hit. My favorite type of fishing is jigging with a live minnow. About deep, 18-20 feet, looking for bass.
Well, before we knew it, it was 7 o'clock the next morning. Pat had the father and son team up nice and early. Now, the night before, Pat was pretty confident we were going to have some good luck today. Pat basically told us that if we were to follow his fishing techniques, we'd be sure to reel lots in. At Father and Son Hunting, one of the things we always strive for is to be prepared and to know where you're going to be hunting or fishing. Well, folks, we left that up to Pat. With all our gear in the boat, we were off. Pat drove as fast as he could for some reason. We were just going across the lake. We were there in 45 seconds. Once the boat was stopped, the lines were in the water and the fishing began. It was a beautiful morning and we just knew something was going to happen. Pat threw on one of his star lures. Before he knew it, he had one on. Wow, what an amazing fish. Pat clearly knows what he's doing. Well, as the day wore on, Pat showed father and son hunting how to get it done. Pat was able to catch some bass, a crappie, and even some pike. Now that's fishing. Father and son hunting had a fantastic day. As the day wore on, Pat really opened up about his cottage life at Lake Vernon. Pat discussed topics father and son hunting had not covered in previous episodes. Pat really surprised us.
Well, I had a little fishing history. Most of it right there, actually, by the rapids where we were this morning. On a scale of 1 to 10, right now, as compared to, I'd say I'm like 6.5, compared to, if 10 would be, one of you guys or my friend. Can I say that? Or my friend Ed Donato. He would be the best that I know of. My best memory happened about 2 weeks ago. It was a nice struggle. That was a lot of fun, and I was with my beloved Sonia, and I asked her to get the net quite loudly, and that was funny. It's something that we still talk about. We'll probably talk about that forever. It was funny.
Once Pat opened up to father and son hunting, we felt there was an obligation to speak to Sonia to confirm some of the information that Pat had disclosed.
I think he had pretty limited experience when we first got the cottage, but as more and more people have come up to visit, he's been learning from everyone who's had a little bit of knowledge. He's taken all of those tips, and he has spent a fair bit of time on the internet learning how to do things that that he was unaware he could do. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say Pat's ability is 7 plus. I'd say it's 7 plus because when we first started up here, used to frustrate him, and now he's to the point that he can't wait to get out on that lake. He goes 2 or 3 times a day. He's been having some pretty good luck, and with the things that he's learned, he's developed a lot of patience and I think a lot more confidence in. So as he gets better and better at it, I'm sure he'll be a 10 in no time. His frustration stemmed from the fact that he didn't know what he was doing. Prior to having this cottage, Pat's experience was probably, I'll say 1. When Pat first caught his big fish, the first big fish, it really startled him. I don't think he knew what to expect from the fish, and the line was really heavy and it was really fighting him, and he got very excited, and I would say it startled him a lot. It was like, oh no, what do I do now? But he handled it really well. It definitely takes 2 people, one to hold the line and one to put it in the net and get it into the boat. He tends to like to wear gloves when he's removing the fish from the hook, and he doesn't like it when it flops around. he wants it to stop flopping as quickly as possible. So I think the bigger the fish, the more startled he is. He's been okay with all the small fish that he was catching, and then all of a sudden when he caught that big one, it was like a whole new experience for him.
Well, folks, thanks a lot for staying tuned and watching our first father-son fishing expedition on Lake Vernon.
We really want to thank Pat and Sonia for the great job they did hosting, having our families up here, and the education that we got while we were here. We have much greater understanding now about cottage life, the natural beauty of Lake Vernon, and we look forward to another fishing trip up here another time, and we're always open to learn more about fishing.
And I know it's a trip that I don't think we're ever going to forget about, but Pat, welcome to the family.
This is Real Fishing, fshunting.com.